Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LCK Spring 2025.
This is the triple prio lanes the Pro have gone for, and I'm just looking to see what they can make out of it.
Well, Lehens is looking for an angle here as he flashes. I'm not sure about that one. There's the Battle Dance hype already down to 200 though as Lehens dives forward. Gee, one more auto and there it is. First blood over to Nongshim. And it is raining noodles here in this bottom lane, even though the King in.
I mean, get the flash good, and especially if you end up in a longer...
Oh dear, there's the Cocoon, and Polo is just dead. As the auto attack, the Ignite was already ticking, and that's the second kill here for Nongshim's bottom lane in the mid lane. Two now set up there as well. 77 to 72 as far as the CS is concerned, but these two kills on the Ezreal are the biggest deal. It's not really spelling too much when it comes to advantages, as speaking of which, Kingen trying to grab one here, just going to get booped away by Morgan's hammer. There's the flash though as Gideon follows up, and that is going to be some feats of warfare here for Nongshim as they grab their third kill.
Oh
it's
man.
Now Nongshim just moving Jiu around like a portable cannon to just destroy whatever they would like to find. Gideon going to move over here, and it looks like LM going to need to exit unless Lehens finds himself in an odd spot. He does go up into the sky, but what goes up must come down, and Itsy Bitsy Spider is well and truly crushed.
Yeah, bit of a misstep there from the side of Nongshim. It would have been enough just to kind of force LM away. And when you look at the rest of the targets, like, who are you really going to be able to pick off here? Yeah, oh, this is bad.
You might be able to pick off Morgan if you're Nongshim. That's what they're going to do as the Permafrost comes in, and there was nowhere for him to go. Decides not to use the flash, and I do not blame him. As Nongshim also
start going down and you're in a long lane against this Gwen, you're just going to get run down. It's so scary.
Lehens just seems to know exactly where to be. As Ellen is just going to fall straight into the Cocoon. So much damage from the Elise. And Lehens is able to pick up that kill with the last tick of the Ignite. Gorgeously done, and he just read him like a book.
The fact they get his flash and neither Gideon or Lehens has to flash over to finish it is massive. They force Morgan away from the tower. Lehens has been so impactful this game, and Fisher's kind of just been playing defensive on the spot side, but
that was a great ultimate as well. Managed to clear out the entire wave in the meantime whilst also having a decent trade.
I think that's honestly the thing that I'm most impressed about Nongshim in this game, because the proactive plays have been great, but it's...
Which would be like the third. Pushing it over as far as the amount of souls, like over 50% Cloud Soul so far for this season. That would be absolutely absurd.
Be a good start to it.
It would be beautiful. As Lehens not going to find the Cocoon as Hype taking a lot of damage here. Gideon super tanky, but still has to Arctically Assault away. The Dragon continuing to take some damage, but does reset. And the Bro is going to move back and pick that one up one more time. Morgan, no teleport available. Kingen, he has his. If that trigger's pulled, Bro going to have to try and get themselves out of there as Fisher doesn't have ulti, but still looking for an opportunity. A cease and desist. They dive on top of Jiu. The Ezreal lasts for quite a while. Both AD carries going to go down, though. And Nongshim now on the warpath. Kingen, he is somewhat immune as he's pulling that circle around, but I don't think he's going to survive for too much longer as Polu dashes out of there. The AoE damage is gigantic, though, on Closer can't get in there to do it. Nongshim, they take down the jungle of the top laner, and they should be able to also get themselves a dragon.
Jiu is just a bait. So many tools committed to take out this Ezreal.
Nongshim further adding to their coffers. As we can see, 3,000 now the lead. It is going to be Hextech Soul. So, yeah, even I'm okay
with... In another life.
Well, there's four people coming down here from Bro, but I just don't know whether they're going to get here in time. There's a Permafrost, and he's dead. And now the rest of the Bros will turn up saying, Morgan, you just needed to wait a couple of seconds.
What? Nongshim just have two junglers now, apparently.
Yeah,
you know,
as it turns out.
You would assume if they're taking Riptile on the top side that, you know, they need their jungler there.
Oh, Lehens doing what he does best, which is driving Shelly. And they're going to take an inner turret at the same time. This game is very quickly getting out of control.
Yeah, completely. It's really falling apart for Bro. I think that dragon fight was really the nail in the coffin because a spider form from Elise and you can very quickly stack it.
Yeah, you've got an attack speed steroid as well, like on your W, so means that you can really get that Permafrost stacked up. As Morgan is going to do what he's been doing really well in this game so far, as that Cocoon was way better than all the other ones Lehens thrown out so far this game. Absolutely beautifully done. And yeah, Nongshim feels like they can do no wrong. And I got the cope for you. I've got it. For all of you Giga Chad fans, look at all of the picks that Nongshim have invested into this game. Right? They don't get Gwen. They don't get Gideon Sejuani. They don't get Fisher's Yone. They don't get Lehens on his Elise ever again in this series.
Yeah, you know, I have to be real. That is my favorite Fearless code.
Isn't it?
It's so good. It's so good.
I think it's barely even an argument.
You know what? It's like when you're in a game, when you're playing like, when a game like this finishes, it's like, oh, these fools have fallen for our trap of winning game one with good picks.
Lahen's actually caught out this time around. He does get on top of this ward. That was very cute. Still, Closer is going to blow him up. You don't have a lot of health, and he really ran with it.
Yeah.
All the way down. Lahen's is going to do it again. Kingan's going to move over, but I don't know whether he's going to be helping out. He goes up, but then he does immediately go down, and Kingan may have actually just bought into it. He goes down at the same time, and when you have an extra one paying for the sins of yours, 2, 3, 4 still needs to get to 9, I believe, which is the number that Beryl had when he won that game. Morgan looking for an inner turret. That is going to really help even out this gold. Voracious Artican is just going to go down, though.
Yeah.
There's some extra lives now available for Nongshim, but in trade for a Hextech Dragon?
The thing is, the second Hextech Dragon, if this was the third dragon, I think
that is going to be so much raw damage for this Aurora. If anyone's squishy, they are just going to die. And you can see Kingan, he's pretty squishy. Glacial Prison flying in here as they're ignoring the turret. Fisher looking for Polo. They will be able to take him down. The bottom lane just eliminated as Kingan trying to keep the rest of them busy. Remember, he can just go back. I think that's pretty good use of this Artican buff.
Show you what they wanted, you know. Didn't that have to get that many kills? Don't need to face check this. You know, they know whether the Baron's being taken. And they kind of just give space, but they're looking now.
Yeah, Lahen's gets into Spider form, but immediately the Glacial Prison follow-up is going to be there. Elam gets himself out. Closer misses a few buttons, and now Kingan looking for an angle. The Needlewalk flies in. He's taking a lot of turret damage, though, and he just gets blown up. I'm not sure about that one from Kingan. As Fisher tests the waters there momentarily, they get a Bramble back in trade for their top laner.
And I feel like Nongshim just over-forcing a bit in this situation. They're like trying to bait Bro in, like they need a face check Baron, they need to come and contest us, but they don't. That vision setup they had before meant that Bro were really confident of playing it slow.
But that's 2 turrets that they're going to get for this as well. As the inner does fall down at the same time. They think that they've caught Lahen's, but Gideon in the area. And the Yone taking a Hexgate over, but Gideon running the wrong direction. This is so awkward. Still, Morgan's going to fall down. Jiu going to be turning up, and Hype takes so much damage. Jiu, can you do it? He does. He flashes forward. Arcane Shift going to be up very, very soon, and that is a beautiful cue there. The Vault Breaker from Elam just to destroy Lahen's.
Oh, the TP from
Close to get out. They've lined him up, though, as Jiu finding more and more of these Mystic Shots. Kingan teleported in.
I think this is just gone.
Yeah. They've got so much damage. It is absolutely absurd. True Shot Barrage flying in there, and there's the knock-up. That is going to be...
They end up finding it, this great ult from Fisher, and then Jiwoo just free hitting, getting the damage down.
And that is some big DPS numbers.
And then Lahen's channeling his inner barrel, I think is the only way we can describe that.
You watched the first series, and it was Gen G methodically just dismantling HLE players from throughout the LCK.
Yeah.
I personally think that I won, although I did mess it up as well.
I had this genius idea of putting Chovy top lane. I really wanted.
We all did.
Yeah.
Nongshim are going for a Baron. It is now down to below half health. Lahen's just trying to play some defense, but Elam looking to try and get on in here. That knock-up not going to connect, but now Jiu offering some damage over. Oh, Elam, he's not quite tanky enough, but the prison is not going to land. They're still on the Baron. It's going down, and Gideon locks that one up. Nongshim successful disengage. And that was a great little steal. They also got the dragon prior to that.
We pushed mid. We pushed bot. Is there another lane we're not thinking about?
Oh, 2 out of 3 is pretty good, though.
I mean, in fairness, it does buy, you know, if they give it the top inhib, if they accept the fact that maybe we're going to lose it anyway, maybe now they're able to defend mid and bot. But that top inhibitor went down very quickly. Yeah. And would you believe Nongshim are now looking towards mid?
Kingan really playing some good defense on this wave as well, and so the Bros not going to be able to do anything to stop that one from just crashing, and my god, that tower evaporated. There is so much damage on this squad as they do go for the engage. Ulti from Closer is good damage. Lahen's almost just straight up dead, but Closer also following suit. The needlework flying in. Hype just almost disintegrates without being able to do too much, and these Mystic Shots, everyone that lands is so scary. 2 inhibs down. And, oh man, that Shock Blast actually starting to hurt. It's Morgan with 4 items finally.
Despite his build, it just felt like he wasn't doing any damage the targets is connected with. He accidentally hit Lahens, it feels like, nearly one-shot him, but the bulk of the damage just seemed to not really do much to this front line of Nongshim, and now they're looking for more.
Yeah, Kingin does get engaged on his cease and desist, flies forward, but Fisher just executes Hype. Morgan now down to about 100, and this Yone is doing so much work. Gio now getting rid of Polo, and it looks like these Nexus turrets are next to fall. Trishot Barrage doesn't take down the Rakan, but the Nexus is sure to fall.
Gate, you're diving into Jax, he has the counter-strike, but Kingin immediately slams the gangplank, and we saw this matchup be very GP favored. We saw Fisher play it in the mid lane, but it kind of felt like this is the sort of champion where...
Owie. Okay, we do have a Nocturne coming down towards his bottom side. Hype immediately flashing to get himself out of the way, but remember, Polu doesn't have his. He had to use his flash at level 1, and that should mean First Blood goes over to Gideon. And I do like that they give the kill to him as well, because Nocturne getting fed is an absolute couple of his little spears, but not too much more than that, as the battle for the blue buff continues. Should be Nongshim backing away as Morgan is making his way in. That's a lot of Counter-Strike value. Is Gideon going to get headbutted over? Does have the paranoia. Puts up the shield. Looks to try and get himself out of here. But in goes LM. Oh my goodness, they do manage to take down 2. The mid-jungle just eviscerated from Nongshim's side. And Bro pushing for even more. There goes Lahens, and that's the skirmishing power of this composition.
The headbutt from Polo looked a little scrappy, but the power, the dive potential, the chase potential of this mid, just building it up.
That's only with 3 assists as well, as the kills went to exactly where they needed to go. The Grandmaster's Might coming on in here as Polo is set up. LM also in the area. Lahens trying to make his way around, but there's the flash out by Polv. Cannon Barrage goes down as LM dives in, calls the Hounds. Polo does have the ulti running, so he's going to be able to keep himself alive, and the minion wave just barely.
So quite bulky, quite a good amount of sustain as well. You're not under that much threat from just the LeBlanc trades in that manner. So Fish is okay there.
This lead that they've had for quite some time,
but it has stagnated, and you know what that makes me think?
It's time for a fight. As Lahens is walking, then he's flashing, then he's hooking, but the chains are still going to land. The dogs are well and truly out as the Cannon Barrage comes down. There's the paranoia. They dive into the back line as Hype is the target, and he's eliminated. Jiu now looking for Closer, whose health bar is very low. The flash forward, and that's going to secure it. And now Nongshim just wanting to clean up. Fisher moves down. He's got the Orb, and Nefiri manages to pick up one of them. But 1v2, I just don't know whether he's going to be able to win this battle. Gideon's still chasing after him. When this dog gets some of these buttons back, I think he's still going to be pretty scary, but Gideon's going to move forward. I don't know about this one.
Oh, the fear?
Yeah, the fear just going to try and be avoided. There's the shockwave. That was still available? Okay, well, never mind. That is a dead doggo on the ground.
For the bros.
Financial reinforcements for the bros.
Absolutely.
Because we know that...
Top lane, 100 gold now.
Yeah, Parlay pretty good at just getting accidental gold. And Kingin's also just
is all I'm saying.
And already Nongshim have stacked up 2. So 1 more and it's Soul Point and it's Mountain Soul as well. That'll be lights out. Bro really need to get an advantage and fast in this game.
Jiwoo's got 2 items. He's
oh no! Hype presented himself on the map and he is now dead. Nongshim now looking for even more, as it is going to be the Rift Herald secured by LM. He collects the eye at the same time, but can he stay alive? That's the question. Killer Instinct from Jiwoo is insane, but he's still able to survive. The depth charge flying forward. Good knock up there as LM utilizing that mobility to get himself around. 2-man Pulverize here from Polo as Gideon. Fantastic use of the shield. The Unbreakable Will is there, but unfortunately the body will still break. Jiwoo going to collect that one. LM goes down as well, and Nongshim. Oh no, we said the bros need to create leads, not Nongshim.
Oh man, I mean, the thing is...
I came to Korea during our little break that we had, and I bought my nephew a little Gromp, and the Gromp toy is adorable, and this is not so much as Closer went in, and he tries to get out, does have to use the flash, but is going to escape. And, Void Seeker actually blocked by the clone.
Like, this looks rough for Bro, but this might actually be a window.
Well, he might be able to. We'll see whether the Otacon is going to be taken before that happens, though, because there's not a lot of vision. Teleport comes in. Oh my god, the AoE is absurd! Polu dead before anything even starts. And now they've got Otacon. Chains of Corruption flies in. Morgan trying to do what he can. Fish is still alive. He eventually does get recalled, but now Jiwoo's going completely ballistic. He will be sent back, but Kingin He,
they get away!
Yeah, he can't actually hit him because he's inside a Rift Herald that's running the wrong direction. And Closer just chains him up. Might be a bit of damage onto this turret, but that was very cute use of the disengaged Rift Herald.
Edge of Knight, Zhonya's no. Just a away was so slick.
That was very, very cute. We're going to have a look at it again as he does manage to take down Hype. Take down Jiu and then straight into the Rift Herald. Save me, and he does.
Does a little right now.
And there is a Mountain Drake that's up and available, but Nongshim look like they want to take an inhibitor turret first. There's the Paranoia. They find him one more time. Hit by the combo, gorgeously executed, but can they win the ensuing fight? That's the question, as Jiu is going to be obliterated. That's the cow going down as well. Lahens from the grave manages to land an anchor, and you can see Gideon knows that there's no way out. Kingan's there, though. Look at this guy. Trial by fire just sets Closer on fire, in fact. As now Gideon looking to try and escape. That is going to be Neferi taking him down, and now the Pirate is a little bit in the wrong place, potentially at the wrong time. Eats some oranges correctly that time, but does have to recall. And now Pro might be able to take away a dragon.
They're really doing their best. You know, this is like when you're playing a game in solo queue and someone DCs. Well, like, right, let's see what they've committed a lot of resources. LM gets on the backline, gets the reset, finds Fisher, isn't able to chase him down, but the Fairy threat is so real. And Kingan, I feel like Kingan was just chasing targets this whole fight, but not really able to connect onto them until it was
absolutely fantastic, because Nongshim, obviously, it's just time to start Baron.
Yep, why not? But Bro are coming to try and contest this.
Yeah, a lot of vision available here as Closer dives in. Gio almost just dead straight up. But the Baron is just taken. Level 16 now for Fisher as well. How about Pulp going to be avoided completely as Gideon dives in on top of Closer. Polo going to get a little bit scared. Jiu doesn't have flash, so he was dead. Fisher is also going to suffer the same fate because he also didn't have flash. And so keeping a few of these Barons alive is going to be Nongshim's best bet. Yeah,
honestly, it doesn't work out that well for Nongshim because LeBlanc, not as easy just to one-shot as Avaris is, so...
Well, now it might be time to take their first turret of the game, unless Gideon decides that he wants to kill LM instead. He's pretty scary, but maybe not scary enough as LM just turns it around. Oh my god, the cannon barrage damage right on top of Hype. Closer also limping away from this one. Yeah, Kingan is...
and you know what? I'm really glad we're seeing Neferi do things, because I feel like if people haven't really been watching the LPL,
well... Closer may not be able to do things here, as he does get the flash, does utilize his flash. So now he's going to try and go for some jukes. Let's see what's going to happen here. It looks like he might get shot with a pistol.
I've seen Civ HD pull this off.
Oh my god, that's a throwback. Well, he didn't pull it off. He didn't pull it off. My god, Civ HD, really?
Blind everyone whenever you press the flash button. Oh,
good times. But yeah, you know, as I was saying before, I'm really glad that LM started to come back in this game because, you know, things were looking rough. It was looking like it may be a 0% win rate Neferi angle. And if people haven't been watching the LPL, maybe not playing so much solo queue, I feel like they'd be like, these guys said it was good.
The Rebel Baron run out some daggers towards Lahens, but Lahens not going to be too worried about it. And Nongshim, okay, here it is, the combo once again, this time hitting onto two. Both of the bottom lane members as Jiu, Killer Instinct indeed. And there goes the cow as well. Hype did that thing where he was on vision of the enemy team again.
Hype, you've got to stop existing every time. Oh, you know, I just think leaving the fountain might have been a mistake, if I'm being honest. And Nongshim, it feels personal, feels like bullying, it feels like a grudge, but they will take out the AD carry. They got Polu as well in the combo, so 2-for-1 special.
Is it just game over? That's the question. We've got both Nexus turrets, both under fire. Morgan, you're going to need to be the hero. The health bars are getting lower as in goes LM. Kingan going to be his target, but he flashes away. He's surviving for the moment. Gideon flashes out as well. Fisher at full health, the double kill comes on through, make it a triple as LM's going nuts. Fisher finds it, the clockwork wind up, and now it's his turn to get some multi-kills. There's a triple for the Orianna, and Polu, he's going to be enough of a gatekeeper to send
we don't always specify exactly why, but if you're wondering, it's a Save the AD Carry Fund for Hype. Very specifically, this is what your bro tax will go towards. Help Hype out because he's having a rough one right now.
And we might have another team fight as once again, Hype is dead. Oh no, never mind. He takes a little while longer to die this time. Fisher down to 50%. The hook is going to catch him out of the distortion. Gorgeous play there from Lehens once again as Geo Killer Instinct right on top of the Jax. Goes golden, avoids the counter-strike, and LM, it's only him and his top laner that are left alive. Nongshim looking for even more. A flash forward from Lehens, because why not? If the F button is available, you press it. And now Gideon and Fisher are done with this series. They're looking to take down this Nexus to start off their LCK season with a 2-0 against the Bros. There goes the Nexus and Nongshim.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LCK Spring 2025.
But yeah, we said that so many times. I remember I watched it back and I just, it was really hard. Because, okay, Beryl's going to go in, save us from this conversation for the moment. Aftershock is worn off, but you can see Diablo taking a lot of damage. The wraparound from the other tree, though, coming in, and Beryl is overextended. He has to flash. There's a flash forward from Kellen, though. Twisted advance, and down goes the Leona. First blood for B&K.
This is what I love about lane swaps being good. You get those honest, true 2v2.
Yes. You were talking about barbecuing the Gwen. That is continuing to happen here as a tree battle is going to ensue, but Kellen makes it unfair. The crash down, but it's after the flash from Lucid, who goes into the brush. Is still an advantage. Wow, that Valkyrie forward, and there's Snowmaker picking up the follow-up kill. I kind of thought they were going to be okay.
It was a great Ezreal mid.
Absolutely, and just great flash from Lucid there. If you eat that flash, the CC chain's coming in, and then Kellen, the dismounted walk of shame away.
Yeah, it's so slow. Yeah, wow, they were very nonchalant. Even the first item spike of Leandri's Torment for the Rumble is fantastic. So it's almost like a one-item spike composition here on the side of DK. Getting into like two-item spike territory is kind of the big deal, but even just hitting a Trinity Force is really, really strong. DK in the early stages, once these items come through, are going to be very strong. Is now clear, does put down the circle. He's immune a bit, but not quite immune enough, as he's going to have to back away. All right, Kellen and Diablo coming on down towards his bottom side. Bullet time softens up Shu somewhat, but he does have a scrap shield, so he's all right. Oh dear. Daisy getting the knock up. There's another Zenith Blade in, and aiming collects the kill. Exhaust not quite enough there. Clear going for that Summoner Spell combination as we've...
With the fact that B&K Fearax already have one dragon, I think D+ definitely want to contest this. Leandri's just came in for Shiwu, running from base. Lucid has the redemption as well, the active being a great tool in this, so I'm actually a little concerned for B&K Fearax for this one. If you look at their carries, the Yone and the MF, they're just sitting on components. I think this is a bad fight to take.
Yeah, these are big item spikes. And, okay, Magnustorm still brings Kellen in, but there's the equalizer. They do not want to engage on top of that one, but already the Rel has gone down. Vikla gone pretty ballistic, but he does have to go back to that unbound Salty Arbol. Going nuts. Beryl gets the shield, and he interrupts the ultimate. Still goes down. It's a crazy fight, but it is 4 for 2 in favor of DK.
And I think the item advantage really came in clutch there. You know, the redemption heal that came through helped mitigate that initial engage, and then Showmaker and aiming both kind of just free hitting on the back end of that fight.
Well, Vikla, missed that Q. That might have been enough to kill him, actually, or might have just been very, very close. The worst times to fight. The next worst time is when you have double Muir Mana and a Moonstone. And champion, though, on this team.
I think, honestly, later in the game, when Vikla and Claire have, like, 3-4 items, I think that's really where I'm thinking this team was the power point. Also, with Diablo and the MF, you could honestly build, like, Executioners and Serpent's Fang, and just the AoE.
Where the Rel was this whole time, playing around it beautifully, and B&K realizing that they're overstaying their welcome. Beryl still wants to fight, so he walks into 3 people, just presses the blast cone. That's going to get him out of there. Diablo moves in, and an immediate bullet time is weird. But I liked the gusto from the young man.
They're still trying to fight this.
Yeah, Lucid has the smite. Raptor can move in as well. It's a tree smite battle as the Solar Flare is going to stun him up. In goes Beryl once again. Vikla uses the ult to get himself out. The Herald goes over to the Ivern, and down goes the Maokai. The tree battle we can see has been won by the one with the skinnier legs. And Diablo just knew there was no way in. That is a lot of value, and DK just going to utilize Shelly immediately.
I think B&K Fearax, they try to set up, they try to find an angle, it didn't show itself, and I think you just have to make the call to back away. They hung around for too long, jungler goes down, Herald goes down too, and now they're losing even more than they would have if they've just said, look, we can't contest this.
Cloud Soul so far today.
It's good omen for Cloud Soul fans.
Oh dear.
So
Oh yeah.
all right. Now, I don't think you're going to find a way in here. It's already up here after pushing in the bot wave, so it looks like their intent is to get control of this topside river.
Yeah. All right, Raptor throws down the Nature's Grasp, but Beryl, he had the Zenith Blade in the air, and now Raptor is split off from the rest of his team. Solar Flare needs to be flashed as Raptor gets himself out of the way. Kellen finding the Magna Storm onto 3. Vikla dives in as well, but he melts instantly. Kellen gonna follow suit as Clear is not immune even a little bit. Double kill for aiming, and now they'll take the Otacon after taking 3 off the map from BNK.
There you go. You see BNK FairX try and make the counter engage, but the skill shots don't connect. And if you're slightly off against this composition, you're gonna have a bad time. Lucid coming in with redemption, able to keep everyone healthy. And now this mid tier 1, a very poor compensation. They get mid sort of prior control over the jungle. They move down. Maokai ult comes out to try to deny this wave pressure. Doesn't really do that much though.
Oh, Solar Flare going to be avoided there by Vikla, but cannot unbind his soul now for the next little while. Daisy going in, going aggressive. Kellen taking a bunch of poke damage as well. DK, I think, are just going to be able to push this one down. They've got a few minions left remaining, so Inner Turret providing even more money for this team. It's a bunch of work, like a mantle? Is a mantle apparently a wrap?
I think it's getting to the point where it's too confusing.
I don't know. Thankfully, Beryl is engaged, so maybe we'll focus on that one. Root Call landing here from Lucid as well, and you can see they're taking no damage. Solar Flare not doing too much as Diablo not allowed to have a good time. True Shot Barrage is also going to hit Vikla, but just obliterates the Misfortune, and now the rest of BNK are just falling like a house of cards. Double kill now for Shiu as Lucid trying to look for a flash angle, doesn't quite get it as aiming is angry. Vikla trying to escape, but remember, he has to go back. And so he's just dead. Aiming, able to line up the Q nicely on that one. Kellen, yeah, his former teammates just going to take him down. And now, inhibitor turret number 1 going to fall. It's an ace for DK. As they have just, it feels like, had control for this entire game. They're taking an inhibitor turret.
Mantle. That's what I was trying to work out.
Why do we use this name so frequently, but only with in front
Yeah.
Certain things that we will never know, and it's the mystery that makes it, you know? That's what we like. And if we found out, then maybe the magic would be gone, as this inhibitor is also gone.
Yeah, that is a deep flank.
Yeah.
This is a surmountable flank.
Well, let's see whether Kellen can find the angle. Vikla doesn't find the ultimate, and aiming gets right out of there. Back into position to do damage. Raptor wants to defect. He's gone to the enemy base. And Diablo is alone once again.
Yeah, I'm just not convinced that D+ actually took damage there.
Yeah, well, Clear did. He was not immune.
Yeah. Did have his exhaust. Didn't use it. Don't think it would have mattered. And now D+ will look to put them out of their misery in this game.
They have ponchoed on over towards these Nexus turrets. They're going to dive the fountain as well, and Beryl is going to be able to do so comfortably. The tree is backing somewhere in Narnia, but the Nexus is dead. And DK start off the LCK season.
In the AD carry support, like, you know, come on. But I think this makes sense. I will say, though, aiming, your chances of getting Gold King, not
the Komushi game that happened more recently, but that was technically bot Cho'Gath.
Yeah.
Because right now, aiming and Beryl have kind of role swapped. But we're having a look at a little bit of a battle towards the top side here. As, oh dear. Okay, we've got a slight zoom in as well. Oh, the threaded volley angle just gorgeous as Vikla one more auto, and there's the flash for it. Solo kill for Showmaker, and Vikla's woes continue here. Shiu is relatively low though, does have Mega Gnar coming up. There's the hop skip. And the flash out from Clear after he uses his trinket as well.
That was nearly perfect timing though. Shiwu hitting level 6 and about to hit Mega Gnar. Skill that comes down the matchup, but it just feels like if you're losing this much early, you're never going to have a good time.
Oh dear. Beryl is going to be discovered. As the flash forward from Kellen lands the handshake as well. Beryl is very dead. Diablo able to lock that one down in the end. And sometimes you just overextend. By last season, of course, I mean the LCK Cup. Shiu now finds himself with a whole lot of bad guys around. Lucid will be able to take the crab as it's an Infernal Drake coming up in a minute and a half.
Yeah, BNK Ferox already have a dragon in pocket.
Oh dear, shoot.
Oh, has that Mega Gnar position. Look at the wall, it is gorgeous. Wallop immediately going to get cleansed though as Diablo dancing around this one. That is the ultimate, not connecting. So Renata that goes down first. She had a lot of sticks in him, but Diablo not quite enough as Vikla gets immediately stunned, then impaled. Cannot clean up the kill under Shiu. Does manage to help take down aiming as Lucid just crashes Raptor into the wall. Shiu still offering as much damage as he can, but these health bars are so low. Diablo dancing around this fight and manages to take out all of them.
Diablo comes in clutch, manages to find the kill. So many low health bars. It looks like D+ was getting away with
that teleport, so does Clear. So the top laners, or the bot lane and top laner is...
The people inhabiting currently the top lane.
Yes, indeed. DK, 4-man strong in the banana brush. That's a lot of control of that area as they do manage to lock it down. BNK can now just vacate. And so nothing really happening there. 1,000 gold lead for BNK.
Kind of, I think because Beryl spent so much time solo laning, she was 2 levels down on clear. This is really not a good spot for your top lane to be in.
Yeah, not great. Handshake there from Lucid to get him out of any sort of engage opportunity. Showmaker comes in, the Impale not quite working out as the Fate's Call is going to get this Renata out. Kellen immediately looks for the knock-up and gets it. BNK, this is not the team we saw in game 1. As another handshake, Kellen is just too good at this champion. And DK, you're the ones that were on the team with him when he was this good at Renata.
You knew he was good at Renata, you know? I feel like it was a lot of disrespect to give it over the Callista and then do nothing to mitigate this.
How long are we going to wait? Is it going to be Vikla taking an inhibitor turret before we've pulled the trigger? The answer's no, as Diablo smashed into the wall immediately and presented for his team, but where's the damage? They do eventually find it, but the bailout is going to be there. Showmaker gets over the wall after he's weaved his way in, and Beryl just really wants to eat. He is going to be able to find Kellen there with that one, but you can see it's clear with the damage. Vikla with the damage, and DK just don't quite have it. Another charm is going to connect onto Lucid, who then has to flash away. The wallop does nothing. And DK, I think that was the best it could have gone, and they still lost.
Even with them dispatching the Callista right at the start of the fight, still end up just not being able to have the follow-through in the fight. You know, I thought Diablo uses Flash. The fact he hasn't, the fact his cleanses back up, and everyone has summoners apart from Kellen.
Here, as Otacon is going to spawn. And Beryl may be dead. Handshake comes through. They're going to focus on the turret first. Good knock up there as he dash cannons his way back. And Diablo still just dancing after the and then finds the pierce. Gorgeously played from the young 80 carry for BNK. And this guy, he really wants this to be a 3-game series. He's looking brilliant. This is what was promised from this young player.
I don't want to point any fingers, but it feels like someone's been...
You can point your own fingers.
Someone's been cooking the books a little bit. Someone's been... there's some missing funds allocated somewhere.
The Gold King has been robbed. Let's just say that. And there was a lot in there to be robbed, as Lucid going to get pushed back into BNK, and he's being thrown around like a ragdoll. Picks up an Ahri on his way through there. Has Flash, but I don't think he really has much of an opportunity to use it. And there's some bounty gold going over to DK. I think it's a check out game number 3 to see whether we can win that one instead type angle for DK, because this one's feeling done and dusted.
Absolutely. Lucid's just trying to walk up to see if he can get a look in and can't even get close. A minute till that Hextech Soul seems very unlikely you're going to be able to contest that. And with the Ruinous buff as well, that's just a game ender. She was trying to push in the side lane.
Yeah. He is killing minions.
Oh, might go for the Grump.
Hey, there's also a blue buff here.
Doesn't
massive advantage.
I think if they secure the blue buff, I'd feel a lot more optimistic about the state of the game.
I don't think it'll change. Well, DK now grouped up. See whether they can find themselves a team fight.
They got a blue buff.
Hey, there we go. Another flick. That's going to bring Raptor back. This is exactly where DK needs to be, as Vikla flashes for a charm that goes wide. That was something. And now Raptor looking for a bit of an angle. As a hostile takeover as Lucid getting softened up completely. Diablo is so incredibly safe. as Beryl going down low himself. The flash counter-strike comes in, but Clear taking a lot of damage. Dawning Shadow to try and keep them all alive. And Beryl is limping around in this battle. Shiu getting softened up as well, as Honey Fruit is all they can really hope for. Showmaker realizing he's the only source of damage. The sidesteps are looking good, but Diablo gets in range and down goes the Talia. Not a lot of opportunity, and now he's just dashing towards Shiu. The leap strike not going to quite do it as Beryl.
He just TP.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. It was a very weird state of affairs.
He did just TP in there, right?
I wasn't watching. But now he's
Or was he
dead.
trying to TP out?
Yeah, Shiu's also...
I'm so confused.
Okay, yeah, he was standing on a ward. Lucid is going to try and drive away, but it does not work. Raptor able to kill him, and there is a Hextech.
He actually did. He just recalled.
He recalled and then immediately teleported back to the same spot, but the rest of his team had been...
He's not even full health.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought happened, but
He did just do that. And now the Baron is on BNK.
Well, Aiming nearly has 60 stacks, so...
Hey!
You know, at this rate, I think he'll take over the game once we get to, like...
An hour and a half.
Maybe 2.
All right.
Maybe 2 hours.
Well, they just have to stay in the game for 2 hours.
Yeah. That's...
The other option is quickly lose and then use 26 minutes in order to win with a better draft. As the charm comes in, Beryl dies unceremoniously as Diablo is just dancing around everyone. She tries to dive in, but immediately gets CC'd. That is a triple kill. Diablo's looking for more. That's the Quadra. And the young prodigy from B&K standing up saying, "You put some respect on my name, DK." That Kalista performance, absolutely beautiful. 26.5 minutes of B&K. They clap back.
Some big takeaways from this one. Diablo has some good... Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately the mid-jungle of D+ is terrifying. But I think the bot lane matchup is good for B&K FearX. I think Clear on Xantius...
Hasn't been hitting many of the combos, though. Vikler actually, I think, playing a bit better. Even though you can see in the farm, it is still Showmaker having a good time. Kellen's going to turn up and gank his former mid laner. No flash available because, of course, he used it earlier. And there is the Sand Soldier. There is first blood going over to Vikler.
Great moves there by Kellen, finding an opportunity to roam from...
Okay.
Kellen, if B&K win this, is the player of the match.
Counter.
I still think Diablo is in strong contention for the Kalista game. Going Wild Arrows is the only thing that makes sense for the first item.
Yeah. All right, gonna land the Void Seeker here as Beryl, body slam, tanking up the turret now, but this is a Cassante, remember? It can get a little bit awkward. He goes all out, but then the body slam's there, and Beryl says, "I'm gonna take this, kill Gold King." Not too worried about it. And B&K, they are investing everything into making sure that this is locked down. Demolish is there, though. It's gonna be a lot of damage. Is now aiming maybe a little bit too far up. Does have flash, now doesn't have flash.
Yep, good moves there by Kellen, capitalizing on the slow from the Ashe. And let's be able to keep the pressure here, get a plate as well.
Yeah.
Now Raptor looking for it. This is risky against the Gragas.
Clearing out that ward. The Gragas being there, like you say, is going to help out. One dragon apiece, though. One set of grubs apiece as well.
I think Beryl's on the tower if they try and dive.
Okay. Does manage to cask in a weird time, and so Kellen doesn't get... Could actually be this first turret feat of strength to go over to DK, and yeah, they're going to tank this one up, wait for the minions to come on over, and that is first turret.
Please start being afraid.
I'm kind of worried for him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, does mean B&K FearX are able to move over towards the dragon, have control of that area. Herald's going to come down. Not sure who's going to grab it. Beryl probably shouldn't, as he has been drinking.
Yes, certainly shouldn't. They're just going to leave it, though, see whether it can get itself a charge. That is going to buy DK some time.
One of those
to move into the river.
Autonomous cars. Oh.
Okay, Raptor diving on in there. Bomber comes down this time, gets Raptor out, but Neferi is just dead in an instant. She able to umbrally dash over that wall and clears all out, doesn't do too much. She wants back, though. And so DK, even though they lost one and it's their jungler, they still want to try and fight for this. The volley value actually kind of massive as well as Shiu gets himself out of there once again. Okay, B&K. It's like, Caitlyn got nerfed, but maybe I can just still do the build. I'll just do a different champion.
K-Lysa.
Yeah, Clyslin. I don't know about that one. Okay, Clear coming on over to seeing whether he can grab this turret. Don't think he's going to be able to right now as Xiu looking for an engage opportunity. Ulti comes down from Showmaker and Clear, tanking things up. Does manage to ult Beryl in order to get himself out of there. And Xiu's zoning as best he can. A fight on two fronts here is Clear. Still the target as they do manage to take him down. Killer Instinct, a whole bunch of things invested into this fight, but an Emperor's Divide does absolutely nothing because Lucid goes untargetable. Gorgeously played from... Hasn't been started just yet, but it looks like B&K does have positional advantage and vision control.
It is a pretty voracious game.
Indeed. Well, aiming, no Infinity Edge just yet, so I think he's sitting on a whole bunch of money. Hasn't actually backed since that last fight. As Lucid wanting to clear this one out, might be able to do so, but Raptor dives in. Cease and desist is available, so he's going to be able to lock him down for so long. Lucid going untargetable, gets himself a shield as well with his Eclipse, and Vikla, he comes on over, going to utilize his Sand Soldiers to take down the Nefiri. And a teleport in from Xiu is odd. They're still looking for the angle as Xiu finds a double knock-up with the Q. Diablo in so much trouble. Barrier nowhere near enough, but Beryl is dead as well. Xiu with the World Ender. I just don't know whether it's going to be enough because there's 4 members of B&K in the area. They have to try and get themselves out. Showmaker, a fair bit of damage. The all-out actually gets Xiu out. And look, I'm not sure about this one. DK or B&K. Showmaker, get out. He is going to be able to get out of there. Burning, but not quite enough. And somehow...
Coral and Aatrox ult. There's just no chance of contesting from this point forward. So B&K Fearax hold strong and manage to secure third dragon off the game. You're quite a bit hybrid if you have like the Ginsu's build. So
do you know what's interesting? Looking it up, the build actually does have the highest win rate in solo queue.
But what is the sample size?
2%.
Yeah. I think it's part of it. If you like finish a crit build, it feels pretty good.
Yeah.
But
I think you have to get to Phantom Dancer as your third item for it to feel good. But DK are now positioned around this Artican. Vikla is taking an inner turret, but so is Xiu, I'm pretty sure. Raptor. Oh, he's raptoring around.
Oh, he is.
As aiming will find the Void Seeker. There's the Vi. And now, DK wondering what they're supposed to do. Beryl has the attention of the Artican.
He's trying to flip it.
Yep, getting impatient as we can see here. The teleport to come in.
Okay, he let it reset, but...
Okay, cease and desist. Going to connect onto Showmaker. He tries to avoid a bunch of the damage, but it does not work. And Clear is going to completely miss time. His W, there's Xiu, able to get himself out. But now, it is B&K's turn to start off this Artican. And now Lucid, let's see what he can actually land here as Beryl buying time. Kellen spotting him, knows that he's the one that needs to be there to avoid the cask. Clear taking some damage. Raptor not finding the Q flash at all onto aiming. And Vikla looking for an angle. There's the Winter's Bite, and aiming. He tries to Killer Instinct his way over, but it doesn't really do too much. Diablo left to the Wolves, but the Wolves are not angry enough. The flash is awkward, and Xiu's just gonna die. It's a cavalcade of disaster for DK. It's only Lucid left alive, and there goes the Artican. Lucid still thinking about trying to be a hero here as Clear doesn't make it over the wall. Can we get the steal? Oh! Takes it away! He will die for it, or at least get sent back home.
Fearax won that because they had Brawn passive and auto attackers. It's that easy.
8 health. And then Lucid manages to get it.
This is a Zeri build.
Yeah. Okay, well, we've still got some Artican buffs. The Baron has been started for some reason, and now Showmaker finding a beautiful combo. Kellen with the door, and Beryl gets around it. Still, Diablo's the target, and he's going to be taken down, and it's a double kill for aiming. Diving forward once again, Lucid does make Vikla go golden and is able to go untargetable as well. This doggo popping off, but Clear will be able to manage to find the kill. It's Xiu, though, that gets the last laugh, and Showmaker even able to secure that kill. So DK finally getting a good team fight.
Scrappy, but ultimately Showmaker finds a great angle with the ult, and the cleanup comes in on the enemy bot lane.
From DK continuing. As remember, this turret in the mid lane is very low. Lucid tried to pick up the whole wave, but there are still minions that do make it over. So you're going to have to go through that base gate to try and defend, but this inhibitor turret is just dead. Just a little bit of mismanagement when it comes to the lanes. Yeah, now Vikla will be able to take this inhibitor. Like, that is just, it's just done.
He is the strongest person on the Rift right now. He is very close to his 4th item power spike, but he is a big problem. And it kind of feels like BNK Ferex, the solution to beating them is kill everyone else and then deal with Vikla, as he has that Zhonya's as well, but he is...
Ooh, Door actually on cooldown for a moment. Yeah. Beryl thinking about an angle. You can see he wants it. There's the body slam flash, as Vikla is going to get the fat man out of there, as Arrow going to connect onto Xiu, but Kellen misses his ult completely. BNK getting aggressive, not really finding the buttons. Still, Xiu going to have to go back, does have teleport in order to get himself back into this fight with full health.
You know, I feel like Beryl did most of the combo, but he just kind of, there was something missing, maybe like an ultimate ability. So maybe hesitated and like, do I want to knock this Azir into my team? Maybe not.
Yeah, perhaps not. Finds the cask now though, as aiming gets hit by that cease and desist. Lucid dives towards Raptor as well, but you can see the Kai'Sa already eliminated. His bottom lane duo also taking down the flash forward from Xiu, but unable to take down Diablo. In goes Lucid though, they get rid of the Ashe, and Xiu is just staying alive. My God, his health bar just went back to full from 0.
This Aatrox is monstrous right now in this game, and as it gets clumped up together, 600, 345.
Look at this, he's
300, just 300.
Oh my God.
Yep, just how many autos would Diablo have to put into him to mitigate just the heals he's getting? It's absurd.
Well, Beryl looking for a flank angle, finds the cask onto Vikla.
Just trying to get him drunk.
Yeah. And it maybe worked, because Vikla is now diving in on top of Beryl. It is going to be the Dragon secured by the Neferi, but they take down Beryl immediately. Clear gets himself out of there, dives on top of Aiming, but Aiming wins that one. Xiu in the fight once again, stays alive. And yeah, I think DK may have hit critical mass. Triple kill here. It's a full house. Aiming's full of showmakers, and they should be able to just push up, take down a whole bunch of this base.
Yeah, super minions in their base, but I don't think they're too bothered about those right now. So much focus put onto this Aatrox, and it just meant the rest of the team were able to run rampant.
A 5,200 gold lead for just the Aatrox, when this game was even about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
This should just be the end of it though, as DK, I mean, they had to work for it. This was not the series I was expecting. I kind of thought this was going to be a blowout. DK, so much stronger in the LCK Cup. At least BNK, they made them work for it. Game number 2, they slaughtered them. And this game was close until it wasn't. DK closed it out in the end, but it...